that are not here, that schedule goes up on your website?
Yeah,
somebody's got to put it on the website.
Yeah, somebody's got to put it on the website, which we'll remember to put it on the website. Put it on the website, and so that when that people know, so that they won't come. And we have to do it in time too. And sometimes we can't do things in time, but we try to do things in time. Because imagine there's a lot of work to do in a temple like this. We are transforming the garden too. If you can see there, we're putting new things onto the entrance to the farm, and we're putting patios behind the Avalokitesvara marble statue, and we're building a pathway leading to the cherry blossom for May and April, and we have to prune all the trees because of the wind. 3 weeks ago, the wind blew down a big, huge tree. It almost landed on the car. And then we have to do a lot of work to remove the trees, to remove the roots. There's a lot of work to do. And if you come to enjoy it, you may not know the work that we are doing. And also sometimes the culvert got all plugged up, and then we have to make sure that it goes through all the water, and the farm is flooding. And our temple has been here for 38 years. It's an old temple. And when the building has been here for 38 years, a lot of up-to-date repair and maintenance. So we have 21 staff in here, and everyone is working very hard. We have 50 volunteers. The kitchen has about 5 or 6. All these are volunteers, and they come every day. They volunteer their time, and there are who have been coming here for 25 years, 9 to 5. They're not receiving any remuneration, and they come all the time, and to serve meals. They even serve you before they eat. These old senior ladies, there's 4 or 5 senior ladies who have been here for 25 years, and they're coming from downtown, and sometimes they throw in some desserts for us too. And so these desserts they pay, in addition to working as a free volunteer, they also buy pastries and serve everybody. You may not know about it. And some brought their desserts from home. Not many temples, I wouldn't say no temple, not many temples have a good garden at the entrance. But if you want a good garden at the entrance, that is a tremendous amount of work. Remember, we have a garden of 2 acres. And you may have a garden in the backyard, an acre, or half an acre, a quarter of an acre. How much work you have to do in order to build a good garden? You want to build a fence? You want to build all this? It takes time. And more, I have been a jack of all trades for 30 years. I'm getting old. I can't be a jack of all trades all the time. Everybody comes to me to say, oh, what is this, what is that? I said, no, I can't handle this anymore. I'm getting in to be a senior. So how can I do all this work? And talking about impermanence, I've seen a lot of members here, Caucasian members, come and go. And recently I still have Judy's images in my mind, going around in the circumambulations, and I haven't seen her for a few years. And so I have, it's like a tidal wave coming and going. That's impermanence. So I can continue talk about impermanence, but I have 2 questions to answer. So if say the volunteers who want to volunteer to work, you talk to Natalie or Tom. First question, thank you for your guidance. Is it important to train our minds to be in a state of continuous awareness? Of course, it is important to train our mind in the continuous awareness. Because if you're not aware of your own mind, your mind could be involved with a lot of karmic causes. The sutra is saying that if your mind is always involved with, for example, relationships, male and female relationships, if your mind is always involved with that, the Buddha said that is a mentality that's only belong to reincarnation, only belong to samsara. No one can be a successful meditator in one's lifetime, getting to bodhi, enlightenment, without giving up relationship. So if somebody talks to you and he's not single, and he said, "I'm all supernatural power, I'm all enlightened," don't believe it, because he is still in samsara. Only when you walk out from Kamadhatu can you get really jhana. So to be a state of continual awareness, yes, simply put, always know what you're doing. Put in a very simple word, know what you're doing. You have to be aware of what you're doing. Don't say, "I just hit that guy and I got into trouble." Why? Because I didn't know. I just get violent. He said something to me and I didn't like it. I was driving along the road and then I took a turn. I turned right, and then he's honking me and he was yelling at me with dirty words, and then I stopped my car and then I opened his door and he started to kick me. I started to hit back, and then the police came and all that. And then he got into trouble. And then the lawyer said, "Why did you hurt him so seriously?" I didn't know. He was yelling at me and I didn't know how I react in that way. Because he's not aware of what he's doing. He just act on impulse. He says act on interaction. We should not interact. We should respond with awareness. There's a difference between interaction and response. Respond is rational, responding to it without emotion into it. Interaction, you should do it with emotion. You said something not nice to me, and I'm not going to like it. And I'm going to yell back at you. So if you're always in a state of continual awareness, that means what? What we've been talking about, samatha and vipassana, you calm down. You relax yourself. You stabilize in your mind in awareness. But that's not enough. You have to go beyond. You have to get wisdom of introspection. You are aware, but you don't know what is right and wrong. You think hitting someone, he's yelling at you, is right because you want to get even with him. This guy shouldn't be yelling at me. I am not to be yelled at. You don't want to be yelled at. You can hold yourself. You can control yourself. So you are aware. You're aware that my fist would hit your cheek, your jawbone. But you are aware, but you have no wisdom. You don't know what is right and wrong. So awareness is only the samatha part of it. You have to have wisdom. You have to know what is the right introspection, what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes what is right and what is wrong initially have to start with the standard of morality. We've been educated in such a way that since primary school, that if you go to a garden, a public garden, you cannot pick any flowers and fruits you like because that belongs to the public. You can't say, I'm in this garden, there are all these beautiful roses, and I start to get a basket and try to pick all these beautiful roses and bring them home. Because you know, by introspection, my teacher told me, I cannot pick public things. Public roses, daisies, rhododendron, because that's not the right way to do. So you got to know what is right and what is wrong. And there's certain norm in the society that allow people to do the right thing and wrong thing. Follow the norm of the society first, and then work in detail within the parameter of morality. Within the parameter, it's expounded by the Buddha, as I said, the 4 seals of the Dharma, Satipatthana, the four introspection of the body, introspection of sensation, introspection of perception, introspection of consciousness. And then you have the 37 factors of enlightenment, and also introspection of Vajnana Matrata. We all have to explain those. We haven't even finished the first one, the 4 seals of the Dharma. We have to know impermanence, non-self, suffering, and what? Nirvana. These are the 4 seals. How to get to Nirvana? Suffering in samsara, everything's impermanent, and also non-self. And I understand these, and I train myself not to attach to these. And in the process of training myself, these are the general guidelines. I'm leading myself to Nirvana, to be away from samsara. So, not just being aware, you have to introspect too. And when you introspect, you need the right concepts, the right prajna to introspect. So we are doing all that in meditation. We're doing all that. Yesterday I was talking about, I have been invited by many organizations in Hong Kong, in Singapore, and to give talks. But then I say, maybe I shouldn't go out that often. I should start talking at UBC, Simon Fraser, because a lot of university students, they are going through some stress, and they need to understand what is samatha, what is vipassana. And they are young people who should learn the Buddhist teaching at a younger age, not waiting till you and me, like seniors, coming to learn. You know, we should start with the young age people. So maybe more and more we should organize some talks at UBC and Simon Fraser. Plus, I have all this, you know, samatha and vipassana as the basis for them. They may like it. They want to know how to train themselves into getting away from stress. How to recognize failures as not failure, as something that's experiential. That kind of experience is good for you to go into success. A lot of depressions, which lead to tragedies. And I think we should work towards that. Anybody who wants to volunteer to organize that, feel free to do so. Because we can't do too much work. I'll be away giving a talk to Hong Kong. I'll be away giving a talk in China. And then, I don't know, it's been all packed up. I forgot. I usually don't think about it until somebody say, next month you're going to Hong Kong. Oh, is it right? Next month I'm going to Hong Kong? Then I know I'm going to Hong Kong. What differentiates good karma from bad karma? How do I know the karma I perform is good or bad? Thank you for your time and wisdom. I just mentioned, you have to have the right introspection to know what is good karma and what is bad karma. And introspection involves 2 perspectives. The person who is introspecting and the concepts being introspected. The person has to be willing. The person has to have full awareness. This person must have learned to calm down the mind, stabilize the mind, and then introspect with wisdom. And this wisdom contains what? The 4 seals of the Dharma, the Satipatthana, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, the 37 factors of enlightenment, introspection with regard to Vajnana Matrata, introspection regarding to the 5 skandhas, and introspection regarding the body, introspection regarding sensation, regarding perceptions and consciousness. All these we need to explore into. It takes time. And when we explore into those, you always have to remember all these parameters, all these guidelines, so that when certain things come up, should I yell at that guy when I'm driving? You know, all these things. No, there's endurances in the 6 parameters. The sila, endurance, wisdom, compassion, and all this loving kindness, humbleness. All these have to be in your mind. These are your security guards to help you from getting into trouble. How many security guards you have in your mind? Or you only don't have any security guards, you just have attackers in your mind. Attackers to protect the self, the ego. Yeah? Yeah, we also will try to post a sign on the door. Can you post a sign on the door, please? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we should post a sign on the door. We should even get it on the monitor outside. Yeah. But there's bound to be people who come. How come there's no meditation? There are bound people who don't even look. They just come. Yes?
Is there an actual ceremony in the main hall about?
Yeah, midnight. We count down. We count down too. We count down on February, I don't know, the 2nd, 4th? 4th is the countdown from midnight, and we count down. There'll be a lot of people coming. There's a lot of work in the Chinese New Year. You know, we have to get an application to the Richmond municipality. We have to hire a traffic control company. We have to hire a security guard company. We have to devise a traffic control plan. We have to devise a security guard plan. We have to position where we should stand. You just come to see it, but you don't know how much work we have put into it. A lot of work has been put into it. And there are also how many people volunteers for selling the incense, and what kind of artifacts to prepare to put on the exhibition, who is going to set up all the shelves, and what objects should we put on each shelf, and how do we decorate it, and how many salesmen and sales ladies will be standing by. Running a temple is more complicated than running a restaurant or a gift shop. You know why? Because we contain many facets of an organization. We have catering here, so we have a restaurant here, so we are running a restaurant too. I'm not saying that we are on a profit motive of running a restaurant, but all the facets of running a restaurant we have to know, because we have a restaurant open to the public for 3-4 days, right? And we have we even have a social welfare, because some members coming in and they have problems. You go down into the room and listen to them and tell them how to let go of the depression, how to be better, how to forget about the grief that strikes them in the family death. And then we also have to do constructions. We have to be gardener, we have to be farmer, we have to be a construction superintendent, we have to know how to put the roof tiles on, and we have to be a professor too. We have to talk, to lecture, to do PowerPoints, to prepare for our website, to put new articles on the website, to make the website look attractive. And so we have to run a website, we have to create. There's so many facets in here. We must know construction, because we don't rely on subcontractors because they charge, because we want to do everything ourselves. So you can see, if you go to the farm, we will see now we have 2 very good gate columns that we built ourselves. And then we have all this boxwood all along, and we have natural stones put on the boxwood. Don't leave without seeing the creation that we have for the past 2 weeks. I designed it, I can tell you the truth. I designed from 0 to 10. And you go into the farm, you see how the 2 columns. We designed the columns, we still have to put the tiles on. We plan the boxwood, we put the rocks in, we still have to buy more boxwood to plant on the 2 avenues, to the 2 sides. And we have to choose the right plants. And we have to be a plant expert too. Because how many trees we have in here? I can't count them all, immeasurable. How many trees? For those who are interested in knowing the number of trees that we have, please give me a count. I like to know I think it's more than 1,000. But how many, I don't know. And if you go to Bowen Island, you can count for 10 days without knowing how many trees are there. Because we have thousands and thousands of trees on our acreage. So what else? Yeah? Oh yeah. Oh, we have a gift shop. We have to organize the gifts, make sure that we know how to sell these gifts. And we have to have someone who organizes tours. See, says an expert in organized tours. And then someone who announced, someone who's a standby for leading the tours, organizing the tours. And if they complain, we have to handle those complaints, you know. And some people complain, complain on nitty-gritties. And how come the person in charge is late by 10 minutes? I've been here waiting for 15. There's always complaint. They only complain on others, not complaining on themselves. So we also have, accountants too. We have to do the general ledger, the deficit and the credits. We have to run the office. We have to tend to the telephone operation. People call up, and there's someone who answers the phone. This temple contains many facets of daily lives. We have classes too, education. Within the education, restaurant, yeah, and gardening, constructions, tours, and a lot of organizations too. We have to know artwork too, how to hang a tonkas, there's a lot to learn here actually. I've been learning when I'm working. I like to learn. Right now I'm learning cinematography. I want to do a movie. I mean, slowly. I mean, how to take pictures, how to use the stabilizers to make sure that I got the shots right, and what do you call that? The gabiel, so stabilizers. How do I do drums? How do I do a bird's eye view? How to get the cinematography right? Cinematography right, and how do you do a lot of things. I learned that just when I feel tired. Not when I'm all smart. So I learn very slowly. But I think it's good because I can do documentary. I don't have to rely on somebody to do documentary. And I like cinematography. And yeah?
Not too many people come to meditation that we have a library.
Yeah, we are librarian too. We have a library. We really have a librarian. His name is Assam, right? Assam. And we also have video editing. We have expert. You see all those YouTube, videos that I have, audios that I have, they were done by professionals. Hero. He was here for many, many years. Now he moved to Washington. But we always commute and send him all the product so that he added on those. And there's some is also added on the Chinese side and Hero on the English side. And we'll put in our own music. We have copyright of our own music for all the YouTubes that we have. Get on YouTube to see the English version of all our episodes. The Diamond Sutra, the Heart Sutra. So we are also producing audios. And I have more than 200 audios on YouTube. If I include the Chinese ones, it's probably about 500. Because I have never stopped talking since 20 years ago. Every day on lectures. I never stopped lecturing. That's the reason why I train myself to go on and on and on. I can't stop. I was an introvert before. When I was at university, my worst subject is presentation. When I went into a tutorial, I agonized myself because everybody talked so well and I was always silent. I was an introvert. I hate myself when I couldn't speak up. I got the lowest mark in class participation. I got a very high mark in paperwork. That's how I pull up my mark. I was an introvert. And then I started to train myself, talking and talking and talking. Now I can never stop talking. Maybe time is up for me to shut up now, because we need to shut up and go. Okay. Any question? No more. Okay.